Your studio has created this pavilion in the Carbon Garden of the Royal Botanic Gardens in Kew. I just want to know from a personal point of view what it means for you to have your work bang in the heart of this tranquil botanical educational oasis, London's largest UNESCO World Heritage Site. So along with it comes, the idea of protection, preservation, and all the things that you stand for.
Yes, yes, it's a deep honor, and we're a Maltese team and the global team, and we're all very excited and proud to and privileged to have been part of tackling, the greatest threat humanity is facing in terms of climate change. But there's also such great hope. There's so many amazing environmental scientists, activists coming together to find solutions. Kew being at the forefront of it. It's natural that Kew has channeled its focus into creating this 5,000 square meter world's first permanent carbon garden to educate visitors around where and what carbon is, its role within the whole carbon cycle and the bedrock of our ecosystem, and how we can plant, in this case, our future out of this crisis through your back garden. And it's hugely inspiring. And it's both a form of adaptation and mitigation when it comes to dealing with climate change. We wanted to celebrate this largely symbiotic relationship between the plant kingdom and the fungi kingdom. It's not quite a plant, it's not quite a mushroom, it's not quite a tree. It's a marriage of all that. It grows out of the ground and then it tilts, leans forwards towards the sun path, much like a plant would do when it's photosynthesizing. And it harnesses the elements, it captures the rainwater through its funnel and flows into the... Exactly. There's a wonderful pitcher plant in the Princess of Wales Conservatory. So from the ground up, we have granite foundations. So really going back to our stone roots, which we've forgotten. And obviously Malta, where we are a rock. And we have been champions of stone masonry for forever, since prehistory. And so bringing back stone and absolutely using zero concrete, which is heavy in its carbon footprint. And as we evolve through the structure, we get into glue laminated arches, which are sustainably sourced from Germany. And it feathers out into a canopy that is completely made out of flax, a natural fiber composite of linen, much like this shirt. It brings in and represents a future that is regenerative, because we are growing all of these natural plants and using them. Our future has to be grown. The built environment represents over 40% of emissions in this world. That's a huge contributor. So the future has to be grown. We study architecture because we want to create the world and leave our mark, and then realizing that actually the act of creation is damaging our planet was quite a moment in my life, certainly. It's a balance to achieve harmony, and that's what Kew Gardens strives for. That's what our practice strives for. And if we can create spaces that are beautiful, that are inspired by nature, by the science of nature, that can bring people together in a manner that is sustainable and regenerative, that gives back more than what was there before, that's the real goal.
And in fact, you have been entrusted by the government to be the architect to come up with a master plan or a holistic vision overview of Blue Lagoon. Can you link these two projects and tell us what you have in mind, where you are on the Blue Lagoon story?
Yes, there is a big link in terms of their status of protection. Kew is a Grade 1 listed UNESCO heritage site. Blue Lagoon is Natura 2000. Blue Lagoon's ecology is very much driven by its terrestrial garrigue habitat, its marine ecosystem, but also its bird life ecosystem. And we've been working really hard over the last year with all stakeholders, and we have such amazing conservation groups, NGOs, and stewards of that island. They are teaching us and informing the brief in so many ways. It is a global issue, let's get that right. The whole world has been caught out by this shortcoming of understanding exponential growth. And it's happening everywhere. You go to Barcelona, you go to Venice, over-tourism, locals feeling displaced by tourists. So I think we all share that sentiment. The quest is, can we restore the heart? Comino is the baby of its parent islands, and that's what is interesting and exciting about Malta. And we have the capability, we have the capacity together to solve all these problems. We see Blue Lagoon as a restoration project. Ultimately, it's a reorganization of facilities, upgrading of facilities, a healing of the impacts of docking points that have gone down in the past, or and then upgrading all of that with a ecologically sensitive, correct material. Celebration of craft in areas that are being sort of intervened, bringing back stone where appropriate, and then ring fencing our footprint in a manner that doesn't allow people to breach our carrying capacity onto areas such as trampling the garrigue, and also ultimately to make it a space that we can enjoy. It's about coming back to harmony at a place like Blue Lagoon where we can all enjoy it, and I think we can get there together. We have to get it right, and we have to do our due diligence. I'm hopeful.